hard for our farmers, our small businesses, our manufacturers.
Baldwin made her comments on President Donald Trump's tariff actions during a virtual town hall meeting for her Northeast Wisconsin constituents last week. From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.fm.
A bad night for the Brew Crew. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers' first night back at home, and they lose to the Tigers 9-1. Detroit was up 9-zip by the fifth inning. Pat Murphy says the Crew didn't lose like this last year.
Yeah, this is the fourth time we've been blown out in 17 games. We didn't get blown out four times in 162, I don't think. But this is the fourth time in 17 games, so that is concerning.
NBA, the Bucks getting ready for the playoffs. They face the Pacers Saturday at noon. Head coach Doc Rivers on how the team looks heading into that best-of-7 series.
I like some of the things we're doing. I actually think we need the week of practice. I really do. I think we can really hone in on some stuff that we want to do, especially with Giannis handling the ball more. There's some things we feel like we need to get better, and I think we can do that.
The Phoenix Suns have fired head coach Mike Budenholzer after just one season. They finished with a disappointing record of 36-46. Budenholzer led the Bucks to an NBA championship in 2021. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear and cool tonight with lows in the upper 20s. More sunshine than clouds for Wednesday, warmer with a high in the mid-50s. Some showers and storms Thursday, and becoming breezy, highs close to 60. It's 46 right now.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Reviewing the week's legal news with a friend of the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. I haven't missed one. Outstanding, just like being in school.
It has been a week in the areas of law and government and the aspiration for justice in America. As always, I am delighted. I am honored that you have chosen to spend some of your weekend time with me in discussion.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Todd Albaugh.
Hey, everybody, join us next time as we'll discuss a new way to vote along with our friend Trygve Olsen and Tara Ariano with Best New TV Shows. Join us.
The Todd Albaugh Show. Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who does his own stunts, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite, ladies and gentlemen. I do my own stunts, which includes sitting behind this microphone. It is great to have you with me on this Tuesday night, a sunny Tuesday night here in Northeast Wisconsin. Hope it's beautiful wherever you are in our fair state, in our phenomenal state, I should say. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome. We have a great show tonight. Conrad, we got a great show.
We do?
I need a voucher.
We got a great show.
All right, good. I thought so. Yeah, we got a lot going on tonight. We're going to do one of our fun Nightlight quizzes tonight with one of our guests. Heather Heil will be here at 6:35. Heather is kind of the genesis. Like I think she took our first Nightlight quiz, and I thought she was an expert at Friends because I said, "How much do you know about Friends?" It was the anniversary of the day the show dropped, and Heather said her response was, "We were on a break," which is what Ross says about Rachel. So I thought, oh, she knows everything. She can handle whatever we throw at her. And I think she went 0 for 10. And she said, I'm not an expert. I said, well, why did you respond like that? Like, I felt horrible about it, you know, because she's a really sharp, intelligent, person, but I think she bit off more than she could chew that night.
Well, did you make sure she's an expert on the topics that we're going to do?
I think she's an expert enough. I did a little bit of research. See, she said sports movies. I kind of expanded that to movies that were shot in Wisconsin, and I added some Packer movies in there. So I think she'll do okay. I think we're staying in her wheelhouse. Heather Heil will be here at 6:35 tonight. She's always fun because she comes into the studio, and she will be here to tell us what's going on at the Green Bay Children's Museum. She's the business development director there. That's her day job. She's also very tied into everything going on in Green Bay. So she might have some draft information for us.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I need all the information I can get.
It sounds like you had something backfire on you. You had a place to stay.
Well,
even though you have your own crib here.
Well, all right. So the plan is that, I have some friends coming up from, down south and one from Rhode Island. And, the plan was we were going to split with one of my friends. He has a cabin in Oconto. And then I have an apartment down here. So it was going to split, just.
Perfect.
But turns out we can't use his cabin until Saturday. So now I have, I have a lot of people staying at my apartment.
So now you're going to go up on Saturday and it's going to turn into like a horror film, like a cabin in the woods. It's like 7 friends got together
actually
to enjoy the draft.
What's actually funny about that is we did a prank on one of our friends doing that once. We stayed there a couple times already. And one time he was in the camper that's outside of the cabin. We played bear noises.
You played what?
Bear noises.
How'd you get bear noise? Who has bear noises at the ready?
YouTube. You got a speaker, and then we started like pushing the camera.
Oh, that's funny.
And he calls us and goes, "Guys, there's a bear outside."
You have to be scared. You have to be careful when you scare someone. Like when I think I was like late high school. My buddy Rob, we all hung out at his house. He had a full court basketball hoop. We're playing basketball. He has to give someone a ride home. And we all pulled out like we were leaving. There was like 5 of us. So the second he was out of sight, we went back to his house, parked behind the garage, and we all went inside the house to freak him out. So he gets back like 10 minutes later. We all are like upstairs hiding in his room, in the hallway, in the bathroom. We're going to freak the living daylights out of him. Well, we hear him get in the house. His family was out of town. They were up at their cottage, and he's got his dog, Buffy. We hear Rob come in and the house is dark and he's already scared. He says, "Buffy, get up there. Go on upstairs, Buff. Come on, Buffy, go on there." So he's obviously freaked out. We're all hiding. You know that feeling like you have to go to the bathroom because you're so intense and you have to, you're hiding. We're all nervous to scare him. We all jump out and he freaks out. He's holding a knife. Like that's how scared he was. Like one of us could have died trying to scare our friend who obviously had a lot going on in his head. I don't know who he thought was there. It was like Ed Gein or Dahmer or something. Dahmer hadn't even happened yet. But oh my God, like you really have to be careful if you're going to freak people out,
That reminds me of a time I had some friends in my basement when I lived in Camelsport and my parents were gone and I had 2 cats and a cat made a noise upstairs. And for some reason we all thought it was someone intruding.
A meow.
So I grabbed like a screwdriver from the basement.
Oh man.
And I had it. I was like, "Guys, I don't want to go out like this."
And you stabbed your own cat.
No.
That's good. All right. So we got sidetracked. Heather Heil is here tonight. She's going to take one of our awesome nightlight quizzes. It'll be really fun. She's a blast. She'll tell us what's going on at the Green Bay Children's Museum. And then this is kind of fun too. I've talked about this a little bit last week after the Wisconsin Film Festival. Brewmaster at Flick's Brewhouse in Madison. I talked to him today. Dave Hansen is his name. Great guy, great brewmaster. He's got a really cool gig. I mean, the guy walks around this awesome movie theater and creates beer. What a gig.
I forgot to tell you, I tried the nightlight beer over the weekend.
It home? Yeah.
Oh, I usually am not a fan of IPAs, but it didn't have too much of that IPA taste. It was fruity. It was nice. It was
very refreshing.
Enjoyable beer.
I'm glad to hear that. I bought one of those Athletic. That's all the rage right now.
Yes, those are actually really good.
I had their hazy IPA, thinking, oh, that's what Dave made. Maybe it'll taste like the Nightlight beer, but it doesn't have alcohol. It's not alcoholic. So I tasted it, and it tasted like I was drinking a liquid pine cone. It was not good. So, but I knew at the film festival, people in the bar that weren't drinking were drinking Athletics. So I got to try the Golden. I think it's called Golden. So I'll try that one next.
My brother really likes that one.
Okay. All right. I'll try that too. Because anyway, Dave will be here. He's a great brewmaster. He made this great beer called Hazed on Radio, Nightlight inspired. And he told me that it was selling 2-1 over all the other local brews that Flix was offering. So today I found out there's still some left. So we're going to try to make a mad dash here to the finish line and get this Nightlight IPA, this Hazed on Radio, sold. So Dave will be here at 7:35. That will be fun. Last night I thought that was a fun question. What's your favorite chick flick?
Oh yeah.
So tonight's question is kind of a tangential revisiting of that in a way. It's female geared. And I will tell you what the question is right after this.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Questions.
Who is your favorite female sitcom actress? I guess I can just say, who is your favorite sitcom actress? I don't have to say female because I think that's implied. Who is your favorite sitcom actress? There are so many. And I think if I were to start, you kind of have to say, I have to say Mary Tyler Moore because she was so influential for women in television and opened a lot of doors. I read this article recently where she stood up for the network. She had been on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Hollywood loved her, but she said she didn't want to be married on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She didn't want to be divorced, and she didn't want to have a boyfriend. And the studio didn't know what to do with that. So she and her husband at the time, Grant Tinker, the other partner in MTM Productions, walked away. They said no. And the studio caved. And they said, we want oversight over every script. And they said, okay. And then they just kind of did their own thing. And the show was a massive hit. But when you think about that, in the early 70s, a woman who was the lead in a sitcom had to either be divorced, married, looking for love, or have a boyfriend. And Mary Tyler Moore said no. So she's on my list just for that alone. That takes major guts. But I think from pure laughs, I'm going to say Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne. Brilliant, brilliant comedic actress. And to me, the best thing about that show, even though I love John Goodman. And I would give Julia Louis-Dreyfus a second. What do you think, man? You got one?
I do got one. And I was thinking about this, and I think it's Lisa Kudrow as Phoebe Buffay.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Every time she's on camera on the show, it's a laugh.
Yeah.
So funny. And I think she's better than any of the other characters on Friends. So
really?
Yeah.
So she's your favorite friend?
I think it changed because it used to be Chandler, but
Matthew Perry, yeah.
I think Lisa made me laugh a little bit more.
She's very funny, very, very talented. This will be interesting because Matt Miller will be here tomorrow night. And he said he did a Facebook post the other day where he's rewatching Friends and he's really digging it.
Yeah.
So we'll ask Matt about that. And hard to argue, Lisa Kudrow's great. She had another hit in The Comeback. And I think anytime someone can have 2 hits as an actor on a sitcom or a comedy, that's pretty impressive. So mine, Mary Tyler Moore, just from a trailblazing standpoint, Laurie Metcalf from a funny standpoint, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Elaine on Seinfeld, top to bottom, just great. Conrad says Lisa Kudrow. So what do you say? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app. Very easy to use. If you haven't downloaded the Civic Media app, get to it, folks. It's so great. Or you can text us on the stream. If you're watching on X or YouTube or Facebook and WGBW, right?
Yeah, you got it. YouTube, Civic Media, and WGBW, and then Twitter, WGBW or Civic Medias.
Get a hold of us,
Yeah.
folks. We'd love to read your texts on the radio. Who is your favorite sitcom actress? So I thought this is funny. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm trying to like create this identity. I've had people on this show. Charlie Barron has 800 million followers. This Craig Benzine had 1 million YouTube followers. All these great influencers. And I got to get more. So I joined Blue Sky. And again, I'm getting all the girls looking for love who aren't really girls. And they say the same thing. In their profile, I've had 4 people follow me in the last 3 days. And it says, all I seek is love and peace of mind. All 4 girls, verbatim.
All of them have the same thing.
Has the same thing. This has to be some operation out of Moscow. We'll get to the bottom of it, folks. Heather Heil here in studio at 6:35. Brewmaster Dave Hansen at 7:35. When we come back, we're going to talk about more really fun stuff, including Katy Perry going into space. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Light on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
It's more than a place to shop. Schrader's Department Store is a 134-year-old cornerstone in the Manitowoc County community of Two Rivers. It's also the oldest, and not just in the state, but the country, still operated by the same family.
I am 4th generation. We've made the store just our own special spot now.
AJ Schrader runs the store with her sister, and like every generation, grew up working there.
My sisters and I were all raised in the department store from little on. I would wait on customers when I was 12. It's just a part of who we are. Our customers are what open the doors every day.
So it's a mix of new and old, including services like tailoring.
It's just a great place to be.
It really is a slice of
Tom from New Berlin checks in, says, Vintage is the Golden Girls, recently Jean Smart and Hannah. Oh, boy, Jean Smart. I got to add her to my list, too. And Hannah Enbinder, great comedic chemistry. Nice. Very well done, Tom. Anna from Madison says, hi, Pete and Conrad. My favorite sitcom actress is Valerie Harper. I loved her as Rhoda. I also like Leah Remini and Patricia Heaton. There you go. Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond, Leah Remini from King of Queens. 2 great shows there. Very well done. Thank you, Anna. Paula, Conrad's mom, checking in, says, Betty White is the funniest. Hard to argue with that, Paula. Another one I just kind of didn't think about. Betty White from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I think she was on the Golden Girls, too. Great responses so far. Bridget from the 818 says, Betty White is very funny. Another vote for Betty White. Bridget says, Grandma Peg says Lucille Ball. Another trailblazer. Great responses. Tom from New Berlin also says that Mary Tyler Moore was a boyhood crush. Yeah, for all of us, Tom. No kidding. Beautiful, beautiful, funny, great actress, and a TV trailblazer. A treasure, Mary Tyler Moore. Craig Anthony Knitt checks in on the stream and says, when I was in high school, I thought that Suzanne Summers was a brilliant actress for all the wrong reasons. Today, I'd say that Tina Fey is up there as well as the sister on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's a great text, Craig, top to bottom. Thank you for coming clean with Suzanne Summers. Bad choice. Anyway, he says, and then Tina Fey is great too. But the fact that you can't remember the name of the actress on Always Sunny in Philadelphia probably says she's not in Tina Fey's league. And you know what? Suzanne Summers was good on Three's Company. She played a ditzy kind of airhead very well. And she's not like that in real life. So you could argue she's great. So great text so far. Bridget from 818 also says, Eden Scher from the middle. So funny. Who is that? Do you know who that is, Conrad?
Going to the Google right now.
Go to the Google. Eden. Maybe that's a voice text. I don't know who Eden Scher is. That doesn't sound familiar.
No, she is in the middle. She plays Sue Heck in the middle. I've never seen.
Sue's very funny.
I've never seen the middle, so yeah.
It's got nice moments. That's a great choice because I kind of remember that show and I remember her standing out. Yeah, Bridget says Sue Heck. And Patricia Heaton, I think, is the mom in the middle too, right? So that's another hit for her. She's a two-timer. But Sue is very funny. So, all right. Heather Heil is coming up. She's going to take one of our Nightlight quizzes. Our question of the night is, who is your favorite sitcom actress? I said Mary Tyler Moore, Laurie Metcalf from Roseanne, and Julie Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld. I know I'm listing three. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but it is my show. So there you go. Conrad says Lisa Kudrow. Tough to argue with that one too.
Yeah.
Another great one. Tyler from the Wisconsin Rapids says, I loved Bailey from WKRP in Cincinnati. Whatever happened to her? Isn't that part of the intro song, Tyler? Whatever happened, I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. Maybe she's still there. Yeah, Bailey was great because everybody, like, Lonnie Anderson was like this blonde bombshell. And I remember everybody in school talking about how, because she's so like, she's just a bombshell. She's got the blonde hair and she wore those tight dresses. She was a conversation piece for middle and high schoolers. But Bailey had the smart, pretty, sharp, on the ball look. She was great too. There was like half the guys I remember loved Bailey. And the other half were like Lonnie Anderson people. Yes, Jan Smithers. That's Bailey, right? No, who's Jan Smithers?
That's Bailey.
Oh, is the actress Jan Smithers?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes, nice work. All right, Tyler, thank you. Who is your favorite sitcom actress? There are so many.
I actually do have one more. Allison Hannigan. I'm guessing you can know where
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, she plays Lily.
She's from Bandcamp or
yes, American Pie.
Right. Not Bandcamp. American
well, no,
Pie.
that is
she went to Bandcamp. That was the sequel, right?
That was American Pie Bandcamp. Yes. That's the first time I saw her. But no, she's great in How I Met Your Mother. So yeah, I'd say those two are mine.
We have this is interesting. In my beats tomorrow, I talk about Katy Perry, who went into space with 5 other women. Compliments of Jeff Bezos and his Blue Origin company. I'm so tired of billionaires doing crap that means nothing. How much did it cost to send 6 women, all wearing bell-bottom pants, very snug outfits, including his wife, Lauren Sanchez, into space for 8 minutes? I know they have to do it because they can do it, but why? Because it's a private company? We've already been to space. We have enough problems here. Stop looking at Mars. We have a planet that works. It's beautiful. It has natural resources if we take care of them. I got to be honest. I could not care less that Katy Perry went into space. And Gayle King went, and Lauren Sanchez, and 3 other women. Who cares?
You see what Katy Perry did after she landed?
Kiss the ground? Well, what did she do?
She kissed the ground.
Yeah, that's what people do. I kiss the ground after I get out of a car when I'm a passenger and someone's speeding. I love the ground. I love Earth. But they broke the plane of the outer space barrier and came right back down. Big whip. You almost do that when you're in a 747. And I just don't, unless there's something like they're bringing minerals back to save people, this is so pointless and stupid. It's a publicity stunt. Having said that, I'm going to space tomorrow.
Wow, really?
Elon Musk, yeah. He's going to send me into space. We're going to do a nightlight broadcast from space. Heather Heil is here, folks. She's the business development director at the Green Bay Children's Museum. She will be here in studio momentarily. We are awaiting her arrival. She will be coming in via spacecraft from the outer space barrier, I think they call it, whatever. Heather will be here, and then brewmaster Dave Hansen will be here at 7:35. Great fun tonight on Nightlight. Our question is, who is your favorite sitcom actress? So good to have you with me on this Tuesday night here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
All my instincts, they return. The grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes, the light, the heat.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW. This is your local civic media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The election season is over in Wisconsin, at least for a little while, but not in Wrightstown. 1 week from today, unless a judge steps in, Wrightstown School Board President Angela Hansen-Winker faces a recall election. Nicole Verbetten, a West De Pere teacher and Wrightstown resident, is challenging her. A petition by other school board members collected 1,200 signatures to ask for the recall election. Hansen-Winker has challenged the certification of those signatures. The recall election is set for Tuesday, April 22nd. Wisconsin's #1 law enforcement official, the Attorney General Josh Kaul, will hold a town hall meeting Thursday night in Green Bay. The event offers citizens the opportunity to ask questions and share thoughts directly with the Attorney General. To register for the event, visit the Wisconsin Attorney General's Facebook page and click on the link. The newest elementary school in Green Bay could be named after Packers legend Bart Starr, one of the 3 choices before the Green Bay Area Public School Board. Students from MacArthur, Keller, and Kennedy schools will attend the new elementary, funded by a $183 million referendum approved last November. The school board will vote on the name at its April 28th meeting. Northeast Wisconsin State Representatives David Steffen of Howard and Ben Franklin of De Pere announced that they are asking for $1.25 million to be added to the state budget for local municipalities to provide public safety operations when the NFL Draft 2025 comes to Green Bay next week. Brown County Sheriff's Office, Green Bay Police Department, Green Bay Metro Fire, and the Schwaba Public Safety Department would all share in the funds. The event is expected to bring over 250,000 people to the greater Green Bay area. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Actor Mickey Rourke has been asked to leave the show Celebrity Big Brother due to behavior resembling that of Mickey Rourke. That entails using offensive language and mistreatment of others. First, Rourke used threatening and aggressive language toward a fellow housemate, and that was after he had already been warned for inappropriate homophobic comments to fellow contestant JoJo Siwa. And he always seems so well-adjusted. When Roger Ebert really liked a film, he would say 2 big thumbs up. And that makes sense on 2 fronts. My latest Pete pick is Warfare, a film about a platoon of Navy SEALs on a surveillance mission in Iraq that goes horribly wrong. It has a group of young actors who portray soldiers dealing with real-life war trauma. The film is written and directed by Iraq veteran Ray Mendoza. It's hard to watch at times, but the excellent direction makes Warfare the best war film I've ever seen. My thumbs aren't as big as Roger Ebert's, so I will say 2 medium thumbs up. For For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear and cool tonight with lows in the upper 20s. More sunshine than clouds for Wednesday, warmer with a high in the mid-50s. Some showers and storms Thursday, and becoming breezy, highs close to 60. It's 46 right now.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel.
Ross calling in.
Thanks for your show. I'm just wondering if we're watching or witnessing a legal system where what we thought was precedent is now going to be sort of cast away.
The reality is the question that you raise about the future and what are the implications when in fact the things we understood always to be bedrocks of our community, of our nation, are no longer that.
Amicus, a law review, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11.
Did you know VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served?
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices, and with the VA loan, it makes it easier for us to get a home.
We were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home. I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
This week, we are talking with Emmy award-winning
some Springsteen here. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Daniel Wheeler on the text line or from the social media post says Amy Poehler as Leslie. Is it Knope or Nope? You guys watch Parks and Rec?
I
think it's Nope.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think it's Nope.
Okay, because I know a guy, a comedian.
Nope.
Who spells it that way. He uses the K. And Craig Knit on the text line. Anyway, Daniel Wheeler says, Amy Poehler, that's a great one too, Daniel. Thank you for playing, my friend. And Craig on the text line says, Caitlin Olsen, D on Always Sunny. Oh, there it is. So now, but he just Googled her. I'm sure she's still very funny. He says also Kristen Wiig and anything she touches. Has she done sitcoms though? I love Kristen Wiig.
No, I just think movies, right? I mean, like Bridesmaids and...
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then Craig says, and Marge Simpson for the win.
Yeah.
Actually, she has a new sitcom called Palm Royale.
Oh, yes, she does.
Right.
And I've
Okay.
watched
That movie,
the show.
that show is really good.
I love that show too. Ricky Martin is in there.
It's a funny one.
It's cute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out.
And Carol Burnett is in there. And
Really?
Yes.
Carol Burnett, I just call her Red.
I know she's in there.
We're tight like
Yeah,
that.
of course you are.
Hey, that's the voice of Heather Heil, my guest. She's the business development director of the Green Bay Children's Museum. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you. It's been a
always
little
fun.
while.
I
Good to
know.
see you.
Has it?
It has been. It always
To
feels
the point
that way.
where you were thinking it was getting weird? Or-
Yeah, where I was like, did we
no.
break up? Did I do something the last time? Like I didn't come in studio. I was at home and he was like, no, we're breaking up. Or
I don't
maybe it's the
think-
fact that I come in here and I'm like, so you told me you want to talk about this, but I'm going to derail
We go off on
everything and
tangents.
we're going to talk about this.
I don't think we've ever had a guest breakup. Have we?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Everyone
I
is
don't
welcome
let me be
unless
the
you-
first.
No, you were listen.
Okay.
I did ask you though.
I know you
and
did
that's
a
what
couple
counts.
times.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you
You're a
couldn't do
busy
it.
guy.
You're a busy girl.
You got important people.
I do.
You do.
I'm a very important person.
Can I
But
tell you
were
my
a
favorite? My favorite
sitcom actress?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is going to be a national treasure,
Okay. But
Catherine
isn't-
O'Hare
Oh, she
from Schitt's Creek.
is fantastic.
Now she's movies we normally think of her of.
Right.
But she's my favorite in everything. I think she's fantastic. I just started watching her new show, The Studio.
Yep.
Yeah,
I started watching
Studio.
that. Yeah.
What did you
Okay.
think, Conrad?
I think it's pretty funny.
You do? I'm having a hard time with it. Like my anxiety is going through the roof because I'm like, what is he doing? He needs
Yeah.
to stop himself.
Wow. I
Shocking.
haven't,
It is.
it's
it
Apple
does-
TV,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The third episode had me like boiling.
Okay, I only got through 2, and then I was like,
well,
I need a break or a shot or a cigarette or something.
it's a
I'm
comedy?
like, yeah, it's a comedy. Wow. It's actually, the acting, I think, is really pretty fantastic. What is the lead actor's name? Conrad?
Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Oh, Conrad loves Seth Rogen.
Does you? Does you?
Wait,
Listen
you're
to my
talking the
English.
studio. I
Do
think
you?
you're talking about Palm Royale. Okay. No, I know the studio.
Well,
okay.
Yeah. The studio. It
Yeah.
just, I think it just dropped like last week.
It did.
3 weeks ago it came out, and now they're on episode 4 this week, I believe.
Oh, because they do it
So today,
once.
actually, they have a new episode today.
Ooh,
Once
very
a
good.
week. I can't stand that nonsense.
I can't either. You just need to like binge it. I also like really love The Righteous Gemstones, and I can't think of the actress's name that's in there, the woman actress in there. I think she does a really fantastic job. She swears a lot. But she does a like I feel like she's like probably no, she's really a sweet woman, but because I follow her on Instagram, so the role I think is really like out of her. Edie
Patterson.
Edie Patterson. Yeah.
She's great. I haven't seen The Righteous Gemstones.
I haven't either.
But I think she's
It's about a religious family that grows up with a dynasty in like the mega church, and it's pretty funny.
I did see,
It's
and I
pretty
know
funny.
it's Danny McBride who I like,
Yes.
but I know there's one scene. I was at a friend's house over the weekend, and another friend who was there said, I have to show you this scene
Oh boy.
from The Righteous Gemstones. And it's Walton Goggins water skiing naked.
Mm-hmm.
Completely
Yes.
naked.
Yeah, there's a lot of him being naked in the show. He just likes to be naked.
He admitted, I don't have a problem with, we're about to get off on a tangent here, but it's been sticking in my craw, and I've meant to make it the question of the night, but I haven't done it yet. All these guys appearing naked and using
I love it.
prosthetics.
Oh, is it prosthetics?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm
How
positive.
do you know?
Because about 3 weeks ago, I started going, wait a minute. All these dudes. No, I'm sorry. The guy from White Lotus season 2.
I haven't watched that yet.
Okay. If you watched Westworld, and then this Walton Goggins, who said he had a prosthetic. And I'm like, women have been naked for years, regardless of their endowments or body types or whatever. But why are men, if you're that bold, be naked?
Yeah, be naked
Expose
and
yourself.
show the real self.
Show the real body.
Yeah. Baby Billy, I don't think that was real. I'm just going to say.
Who's Baby Billy?
From The Righteous Gemstones.
Okay.
There was the jet ski guy. Yeah.
that-
there
is
was
that,
another scene
Walton
where,
Goggins? Yeah.
he just is like standing there. And I'm
Right.
like, whoa.
I mean, it's
Whoa.
just like,
I
it's,
mean,
might
it
as well be
could.
AI,
Conrad's. Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. I feel like,
Women do it.
because when
Men should
I was
do it
naked
too.
in a movie,
Mhm.
I didn't have that option.
What movie was this? Whoa. Wait a minute.
No, I've never done it. And we used to have this conversation around the dinner table sometimes. I remember my brother was pursuing acting. It was a long time ago. And would you show your butt in a movie? Would you show this in a movie? And he's like, no, I wouldn't, like on a moral thing. And I'm like, look, if Robert De Niro did it in Deer Hunter, he ran naked down the street. You know, it's just a body. So what? You know,
So
I mean,
you would do it. So how
well,
do you
I don't know if I do it now. I
but
look
from the
disgusting,
film
but-
perspective, do you know ahead of time that there's a nude scene? Do
yeah,
they tell
go
you?
over it with you. Yeah, that would have to be worked out ahead of time and probably contractually. So I don't know. I just think it's unfair. I think it's sort of, and I'm not. Look, I consider myself a good guy. I'm typically on the side of people who are trying to strive for justice and social justice and gender justice. I just think it's not fair. Like, I want to say, I'm sorry you have a little thing, but so what? It's a movie. People, George Costanza had shrinkage, and they did a whole
They
thing on
talked
that.
about that.
So
They
people
did.
know about it. They know they're not expecting you to put your best foot forward
I know,
when you're
but-
naked in a movie, and it's cold.
Pete, I feel that the movie Pretty Woman, that Julia Roberts used a body double in some of that.
Yeah, I'm not
I
saying
think-
it's never been done. with
Right.
women,
So I
but
feel that
just-
women sometimes do it too.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about equality.
I'm done with, like, let's just be ourselves. Let's not, everything doesn't have to be, and part of this to blame, in my opinion, is like the Kardashians and like having all these surgeries to try to look like a doll. I have no patience for that kind of stuff.
Well, we talked about this the last time I was here. About the
Kardashians?
woman. No, about the woman who had a bunch of plastic surgery from the Dumb and Dumber movies. How beautiful she was. How
Lauren
beautiful
Holly?
she is now. Yeah, Lauren
Oh.
Holly. She's still beautiful, but
Yeah.
you look at her and you think, oh man,
She was in my film, The Godfather of Green
Yeah,
Bay. She's
like,
stunning.
she's
Yeah.
a beautiful lady. Like, embrace that beauty.
Did we talk about that?
We
I typically
did.
would not. I don't think I would go. Because I don't know if she's. If you're saying that, I believe you. But I don't.
I feel that yes,
Yeah.
she has. Her forehead does not.
I think
move.
she had calf implants.
So, well, I don't know about that. I don't know from that well. Come on now.
All right. So
okay, guess what? We haven't talked about anything that we were supposed
that's
to.
all right. Let's see if we can keep that going. A Charles. Here's another one. No, Krause, I think is his name because I saw the K, but I don't have my glasses on. Charles Krause says Betty White too. That's the third vote for Betty White.
Betty White. Mm-hmm.
And I guess we've got a Todd Michaels comment.
Yeah, on the stream.
Hello,
Putting your
Todd.
best foot forward. Are we talking feet? No, Todd. My best foot. Yeah, that's what I meant. Leave it to Todd.
I know
catch that.
he's on it.
If I had a nickel for every accidental innuendo I made on this show, I'd have probably.
But that's
a
what
couple
makes
bucks.
a good producer, Toddles. We love you. I miss you.
Todd's the best. And is his beard growing back? I haven't seen Todd.
Oh,
in
it's growing back fast.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
He's already rocking the full beard again already? Or?
Yep.
Really?
Well, not the full.
Has he got
I think,
like a
but
Sean Hannish kind of beard going there or what?
He might.
They both
We need
those
a
guys have
selfie, Todd.
phenomenal
Send us
beards.
one. Let's see what you got.
Dave on the stream says Christy McNichol back in the day. Oh, yeah. Family. Remember that show, Family?
No, I don't know that.
I don't either. I'm not old enough.
But you
Thank you, Dave. All right. So we don't have to. So, all right. We've
what do you got for me?
tackled prosthetics. We've tackled, what do we got here? So you brought me leftovers, and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, I did.
And I want to apologize. I told you I'm fasting. I'm doing a 36-hour fast. So I hate when people bring in stuff that smells great. Not that you would do it because it's the thought that counts, but it tempts me. And I don't even get that hungry. Like it's not that difficult anymore, but man, that smelled good.
It
What was
was
that
good.
from?
I went to Copper State with my friend Craig and Dan, and we had some little snacky snacks, and we had the Thai Brussels sprouts from there and their bruschetta, and there was, of course, leftover. It was terrible.
Did
Pete.
you eat them yet?
It was so terrible,
Conrad?
Pete. Conrad, it's really
So
good.
terrible.
It's so good.
Well, Dave, now you're trashing the establishment.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not. I
expect
just
you to
told
do
you
that.
it's good. No, it's very good, and I thought I would share the wealth. I didn't know you were doing the fasting, so I apologize.
No, it was very nice to be thought of. You had a cocktail with someone from law enforcement, no doubt planning a sting operation here tonight at WGBW.
Always, yeah.
How did that go? Was there good cocktailing? And
I had a little glass of wine, and
Okay.
he had some beers, and
All right.
well, one because we're driving and
Yeah.
we're responsible adults. So
of course,
just a little something with dinner. And I needed to relax to come in here because I was nervous because,
oh come on.
I'm just kidding. No.
You what kind of a drinker would you say you are? Are you a lush? Can you pack it away, as they say? What kind of booze does Heather typically?
I usually during the week will have a glass of wine with dinner, and then on the
Okay.
weekends maybe a couple of carbless. But
How big
it
is that
just
glass of
depends.
wine with dinner? Is it good size?
but I have a glass of wine. No,
Oh,
I
that's
don't know,
nothing.
like a little pour, just
4
a little.
ounces?
Yeah, nothing much. Just
So you
a little
like
bit.
it to
Yeah,
complement the meal.
I
You're
do.
not like on a mission
No.
every night. Okay.
and it's not every night either. It's just more of a like and enjoying the wine and the dinner.
I'm going to segue into the Children's Museum
I
after
know,
I find
right?
out
I'm like,
how
are we
much
like,
you drink.
yes.
Where do you stand on day drinking? Let's jump
Well,
in.
depends on the day.
Yeah. I have to say, I haven't had a drink in quite a while, but I used to love when I didn't have anywhere to go. There was like a sporting event. Like
Packer games are my favorite. Like
Yeah.
if there is a noon game and you are out there at 9 a.m. amongst all of that, like,
Yeah.
yes.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I went, when I lived in LA, the game started at 10 a.m.
Mhm.
So we'd get our spot at a place and I'd drink Bloody Marys. And
Perfect.
my team would have lost because I'm a Bear fan. They would have lost by 1 o'clock and I can go home, take a nap and then wake up and
Yeah,
watch the Sunday
perfect.
night football game. But it's fun. I mean, I love good Bloody
It's a
Marys.
social thing for me to be with my peers and just having fun and social thing. It's not usually a crazy.
That's how it starts though.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Sometimes it does though, where else and you're like, whoa, Fun Wheel is calling. Woo!
We have a text for Heather.
You do?
Yeah, from the 920, listening on WGBW. 920 says, snacky snacks plus beer plus Heather equal fun.
Yes.
Could that
My
be
people.
your law enforcement partner there?
I don't know.
Does that number look familiar?
No, I don't know who
Okay.
that is. No.
But you sound, I'm getting a nice, like I can smell a little bit of alcohol in your breath, and that's
Can you
making
really?
me feel good. A little bit, not
It was
an
just a
obnoxious
little
amount.
Pinot.
Yeah.
Really? I'm sorry.
The Pinot is the worst. That's what they that stays with you. All right. So we have a lot to catch up on. Are we already up at
920? Why don't we have a
God.
920 day? Like on 920, why don't we celebrate that?
Well,
Can we have a day? Like it's 920 day.
And that's like 420. Like you just.
Yeah, but you just do other things like have Brussels sprouts and wine.
So wait, I think this is your law enforcement friend because I think that's what I asked. And they responded. Yes.
Hi, Craig.
I don't I don't know him well enough to call him Craigers.
Yeah, don't call him Craigers.
He doesn't like that, right?
You can call him.
I don't think I would like
Officer
that.
Craig. You should call him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If my name were Craig and someone called me Craigers, I would probably try to make a citizen's arrest.
Probably
for harassment because I don't like that either.
I'm still trying to figure out Conrad's little pet name though. I don't have one for him yet.
K-Rad.
You know,
Con.
It's Con.
The Con man.
Con. I know, but it needs like a Y, a sing-songy thing, like Craigers and Paddles. And,
Well,
they're just more
Connors.
Mino called me Convoy for a while. So
did that Did that stick with you? No. By anyone other than Mino?
I don't think so.
Jim did it too, didn't he? Didn't they both call you?
Nah,
Con?
he goes by Con. That's it.
Jim bailed.
Jim bailed.
He didn't want to give Mino the satisfaction.
Con Air. Mm-hmm.
Con Air. Oh,
yeah.
That's a good one. Con Air with a K.
Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Tom from New Berlin says, Pete, I love Earth until I hit my golf club into Earth instead of the ball. Well, that's why I don't golf.
I feel that.
I would still kiss the ground after a bad golf swing. How do you pronounce this, Heather? Ryan? Probably Ryan.
I would say maybe Rain.
From Madison. Let's just say
R-Y-N, Rain.
From the 608.
From
Jane
the 608.
Cleese, Daphne Moon on Frasier. Oh, yeah, she's great.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
She's fantastic. Okay, we are coming right back. How are we doing on time here, Con? Oh, we're good. Okay. Heather's here. We haven't even gotten to one question yet, so we're going to jump into the question. She's going to tell us what's going on at the Green Bay Children's Museum, and she's going to take our movie and Wisconsin sports quiz. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And it breaks my heart.
This is the talk of Green Bay, WGBW.
Picture waking up to stunning waterfront views on Lake Michigan with private beach access right outside your door. Can you see it? Make it a reality and book a vacation rental in Door County, Wisconsin, and discover a world of natural beauty and relaxation. Explore charming small towns full of arts, shopping, and history. Head out for boating, kayaking, and hiking in scenic parks, or stop and sip local wines at Door County's best wineries and breweries. What kind of trip are you planning? Find your perfect Door County getaway today at simpleliferentals.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
No more mold, no more damage, no more slipping and hurting. Make your ordinary bathroom extraordinary for only $99 per month. New shower, new door, new tub, new wall, new anti-slip technology. BCI Bath and Shower is made in America for the highest quality. First 50 callers save $1,500 on a never clear glass treated door. BCI Bath and Shower. Interest-free financing options. 800-329-4115. 800-329.
State. And one of my favorite things so far for real with this draft is all of these pamphlets with everything that's going on. So even if you live here locally, you need to pick these up and look at what's going on in your community because it's like really fun stuff. But I did learn about Delavan. Have you ever been to Delavan?
I did stand up there in the 90s.
It looks like it's a cool place. I've never been to Delavan before, and I kind of
Delavan Brick Road.
I kind of want to go there. It says recreational lakes, dining, pristine golf courses, a historic downtown,
Oh my God.
great shopping, beautiful parks, unique attractions. Delavan.
Yeah. Road trip.
Who knew?
Hey, this is Pete
Yeah.
Schwaba and Nightlight. Welcome back.
Hi.
So where did you get, why is Delavan in the draft? Are people
I don't
trying to get
know.
people to get hotel rooms in
I think
Delavan
so.
for the draft?
To like go tour our state and see everything that's great here. But I'm telling you, if you're local, pick these things up. Because there's cool
Absolutely.
stuff going on.
Todd Michaels, who made the inappropriate joke before, said that the hotel rooms there are still some left, I guess,
Correct.
for the draft.
I've heard the
What do you
same.
make of that? You're a Green Bay girl.
I think that there's a couple different factors going on with the hotel stays because I've heard from people that are renting out their houses. Anyone that I know that's renting out their house, aside from the mayor, which I don't know if he is or not.
He's doing that?
I think so. He was going to. They all know the people that are staying in their house. Like, yeah, my brother-in-law is coming from Florida and staying in my house. So it's not any new random person just coming in. But I mean, I'm sure there's that happening. But I don't know what's really happening. I don't think we know what to expect with this draft. It's going to be busy. Is it going to be all local people? Maybe. But I hope it brings in new people.
Was you will not be able to get a hotel room. Mobile, Alabama is going to be booked. Like it was.
Yeah, doom and gloom with everything.
But
And there's still availability with rooms. And granted, you get closer and the rates are going to go up.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. I've also heard, traffic is going to be an issue. And, to be here. Well, yeah, stay off it's like a Packer game. Stay off those major roads. You know the back roads, people.
Yeah. Conrad and I are staying at Jim's house that week.
Are you the ones renting?
The
yes.
bunk bed.
Okay, perfect.
He's got bunk
You're
beds.
sleeping here.
He and his
That's
wife
awesome.
usually sleep in the bunk beds, but Conrad and I
But you are going
to
to take it. Where's the dog going to go?
Well, actually, you see that chair behind you? That's where I'm sleeping for the draft.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Bring an air mattress. We've got Steve says Gilda Radner, still the funniest of the Saturday Night Live actresses.
Gilda.
That's a great text. Thank you, Steve.
That was. And did you actually see the Saturday Night Live documentary on Netflix right now?
I still have not seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I've heard it's really outstanding.
Pretty
and Craig,
fantastic.
Officer Craig, confirmed that was Craig.
Oh, it is. Craigers. Hello,
Craigers.
my friend. Thank you
Snackety
for
snacks
beans.
plus beer plus Heather equals fun.
Okay, so let's talk about the draft and the Children's Museum.
Let's talk about the Children's Museum because this is a big day for you.
It is a big
Tell
day
us,
for
please,
us.
why this is a big day for you, Heather Heil, and the Green Bay Children's.
Today.
Yeah, you almost
is
forgot.
My 13th anniversary with the Children's Museum of Green Bay.
Where's the
Do
bell?
we have like a ding, 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 ding? Yes, 13 years I've been serving the community and the families and our museum, and we're growing and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. We're in a capital campaign right now.
Wow.
So we're building on. So if you'd like to be a part of that fun, please give me a call or email. I'd love to.
So how would people
talk
do
with
that
you.
if they wanted to get a hold of you for something like that?
Through our website. I'm right
Okay.
on there. You see my photo and you can click right there.
Right. Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So-
13 years at the
Yeah.
same location.
Same location.
And you're still crushing it. And you must still love it.
I do.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And it's always changing. And even with this draft, like it gives me reason to be creative with things of like,
Yeah.
okay, the draft is coming to our community. How can we involve families in that? So we came up with this really brilliant idea
Okay.
to have families in our community. So you listening out there, not necessarily tourists, you
Right.
here because kids have off at school, you're looking for things to do, can come to the museum and you can tailgate together in our parking lot before we open. So bring your tailgate stuff, let your kids tailgate. We'll have some fun kids games. And
That is
then
fun.
inside we're going to do like a STEAM event with the draft. So it's a ticket tailgate takeover. So the Green Bay Packers are allowing us to let your children sign up to be on the season ticket waiting list for Packer tickets. You'll get a little sticker. It'll be like a mini combine. So we'll let you do, no contact, like running, and we'll
40-yard
time you
dash
and
and that
kind
kinda
of thing,
stuff.
as well as their equipment team. The equipment manager, Chris King, gave us a bunch of equipment, helmets and pads and actual
man.
shoes that you'll be able to try on and put your hands on and learn and hopefully, do your own little drafting thing. So this is happening on the Friday of the draft. So before the draft opens
Next
at noon
week.
that day.
That's
Yep.
a week from this coming
On
Friday.
that
Okay.
Friday. So we do ask if you are tailgating, just to let us know. So I make sure to reserve a spot for you. We are a children's museum, so we ask that no alcohol be brought on premises while you're
Okay.
doing that.
Even the tailgaters?
Even the tailgaters. You're bringing your families. So you can come and do that and then come into the museum, and it's all included with your paid admission, which is $8 a person.
That is a steal. How do you not do that? That's fantastic.
So come burn off some energy.
Is that your idea?
Be a part. Yeah, it was part of
More or
my
less
idea.
collaborative.
Yeah,
but
I have
you
a
can take the
team. I have a
credit.
really great team. Yeah, Chat GPT.
So let's just we can. I want to remind people of that again after the news. But this is a big day. I want to celebrate Heather because 13 years.
13 years.
And here's the thing. Like you've been there. I'm sure they. Here's the problem though. See, if I were your agent, I would say I am not married to Green Bay. Don't think I won't take a better gig at like the crazy Guggenheim Museum in New York or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if they know you're here and you love the area, you know.
I do. Big fish, little pond.
But you don't care.
I don't know. I do. It's a challenging role for me. It's continually changing.
Yeah.
My title keeps changing. The museum keeps changing. Again, I mean, look at even when we had the pandemic with COVID of how we were able to, we're a please touch, like learn through feel. And we were like, okay, don't touch. And then we were trying to teach children to talk to adults without a mask on and stranger danger. And so that's been really exciting to work through that with families and grow together.
You can't ever leave. You're too much a part of the community. And it's so fun to, and who would come in here after knocking down a bunch of booze and
easy, Tiger.
I'm joking. And Craig
it's
also said, please no Craigers. You got it, buddy. I'm not going to mess with the police. All right. Heather Heil is here. We'll have more with Heather. She's going to take our sports movie quiz and our Wisconsin movie quiz. Yes. That's coming up after the news, which you are definitely going to want to hear. Let Civic Media keep you informed. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. We're coming right back.
Remember these things the most. I see all my dreams go tumbling down. I can't be happy without you.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW, the Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
This week, we are talking with Emmy award-winning journalist and Green Bay gal Kelly Peterson and Lana Nyland, founder and CEO of Ukrainian Patriot.
Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS. The Maggie Dawn Show.
New texter on our text line said this: I think any other president would take these protests very seriously, but our current one couldn't care less. Anybody remember, Nero fiddling while Rome burned? You get a little of that vibe here. The man's off golfing over the weekend as the world economy is lit on fire and nosediving. Can't be bothered.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app. Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app. This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer outside of Maryland Courthouse. Protest today as a federal judge says she'll order sworn testimony by Trump administration officials. The White House in non-compliance with orders to facilitate the return of Kilmar Obrego Garcia, mistakenly deported to a notorious El Salvador prison. Former President Joe Biden returned to the national stage in Chicago tonight, his first major speech since leaving office. Biden addressed new fears about Social Security amid funding fights in Washington.
Social Security is about more than retirement accounts. It's about honoring a fundamental trust between government and people.
President Trump welcoming the Navy midshipman football team to the White House this afternoon, presenting them with the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, remembering Wink Martindale, the beloved radio personality and TV game show host, died today in his Southern California home. He was 91 years old. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 155 points today. This is ABC News.
I'm Lisa Hale with WGBW News. Your news in depth. Find it in the news section at WGBW.FM. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Today is tax day, and the deadline to file your federal and state income tax returns is tonight at midnight. If you file an extension, you'll still have to pay your estimated tax by tonight, or you could be responsible for paying interest and penalties later. Aviation and agriculture could go together in Wisconsin. Joanne Krulatz has more.
Proposed legislation could kickstart production of aviation biofuels in Wisconsin. 3 Republican lawmakers want to give producers a tax credit of $1.50 per gallon to make aviation biofuels in Wisconsin. Jason Munyaini, A Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation says other states are offering tax credits to biofuels users, and the bill could break new ground for Wisconsin biofuels producers, which don't currently produce fuels for aviation. The bill from state senators Pat Testin and Romaine Quinn and Representative David Steffen would require aviation biofuels to be produced from American-sourced ag and forestry byproducts.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin has introduced some bipartisan legislation that's aimed at supporting businesses that heavily rely on winter weather. The Winter Recreation Small Business Recovery Act would ensure businesses that rely on winter weather, such as snow, can get disaster relief funding during mild winters, an issue northern Wisconsin has struggled with in recent years. Snow droughts would be added to the list of recognized disasters under the Small Business Act. Businesses who apply for disaster relief could be eligible for an SBA injury disaster loan. From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Tigers trounce on Alexander. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers losing to the Tigers 9-1. It was pitcher Tyler Alexander's second start for the Crew, giving up 8 runs and 6 walks in just 4 innings.
You know, I thought I made some good pitches. I thought I made some bad pitches that they hit. You know, it seemed as though they eliminated in, especially cutters in, and as a result, I didn't really execute down or away very well.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
I think Alexander, you know, the numbers don't look pretty for him, but this kid has sucked it up for us and taken on a role that's not normal to him. And Alvin Rodriguez came in and did a great job himself. A little different time to pitch when you're already down 9-0, but no discredit to Alvin. He did great. Should have been about a 3-0 game, and credit to Detroit the way they swing it.
NBA, the Bucks holding practice, getting ready to head to Indianapolis to play the Pacers Saturday in Game 1 of their best-of-7 playoff series. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear and cool tonight with lows in the upper 20s. More sunshine than clouds for Wednesday, warmer with a high in the mid-50s. Some showers and storms Thursday, and becoming breezy, highs close to 60. It's 42 right now.
Reviewing the week's legal news with a friend of the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. I haven't missed one. Outstanding, just like being in school.
It has been a week in the areas of law and government and the aspiration for justice in America. As always, I am delighted. I am honored that you have chosen to spend some of your weekend time with me in discussion.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11.
We are the keepers of the wild. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving the natural landscapes that define our nation. Nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters. Together with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. For more information, visit OutdoorStewards.org.
Earl Ingram.
This Wednesday on the Earl Ingram Show, the lead-free crew returns to share the latest updates, followed by Dr. Robert Craig in the second hour to review the week.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who likes pina coladas but hates getting caught in the rain, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back, boys and gentlemen, to hour 2 of this Tuesday night edition of Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am your host, Pete Schwaba, and I am joined here in the studio right now by Green Bay Children's Museum Director of Business Development. But don't let that fool you, folks. She will take a gig at the Guggenheim or the Science and Industry Museum.
Yeah.
if there's like a signing bonus and a per diem, she can be swayed. It's great to have you with me tonight here on Nightlight. We've got our question of the night is, who is your favorite sitcom actress? And I would say Betty White maybe is in the lead, or
from since I've been here, there's been a lot of Betty Whites.
3 or 4 Betty Whites. Lee from De Pere says over the text line, I heard Miss Heather likes Mai Tais.
Lee,
Can you confirm?
I do. This is a true statement. Only if they do not have pineapple juice in them. Pineapple juice or orange juice should not be in a traditional Mai Tai. I mean, they can be, but I don't like, no.
Huh. Is that your favorite drink?
It's one of my favorites.
What's your, if you could only have one more cocktail?
You know what? It depends on where I am. If I'm listening to jazz, I want a really dirty martini, vodka martini. If I'm at a tailgate, I want a carbless. It just depends on where.
Okay. At first, I was hungry because I'm fasting, and you brought in these Thai Brussels sprouts that I can smell.
So good. Sorry.
And now I haven't had a drink in like 2.5 years, and all I can think about is a dirty martini. You are messing me up tonight.
Ron Jeremy dirty. Like, yes.
Oh, wow.
So good.
Speaking of prosthetics. Okay. Hi-yo. or not speaking of them. Steve from Sun Prairie, that's the 608. Steve says, my new bride, Anne, says Loretta Swit from MASH. That's a great one.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about MASH. Congratulations on the new bride, Steve. And hello, Anne. Thank you guys for listening tonight. And then on the stream, PJ says S.
Well, right back at you, PJ.
Am I missing something there?
S.
Unless it means money.
I don't know.
We need clarification, PJ. But thank you for playing. So we've got Heather Heil here. She is the business development director of the Green Bay Children's Museum. Give us another quick recap about the great event you have regarding tailgating and kids, because that sounds like fun. And then we're going to take our movie quiz.
You got it. Future season ticket holder tailgate event, Friday, April 25th, 9 to 12, sponsored by the Green Bay Packers Give Back. And you can bring your family. You can tailgate in our back parking lot and then come on into our museum. And we have a little mini combine. Sign up for season ticket holders. You can paint yourself up like a fan, make a mascot, do all of the things. So it's really a fun day for the kids to get involved, burn off some energy, and take part in those traditions of something new that Green Bay is fostering this year.
You know what would be really funny is if you did this combine for kids and there's some kid that ran like a 3.840.
I know, we'd be like,
vertical
whoa.
of like 50 inches or something in the Packers.
I know people.
Do you really?
Know people. Yeah, I could be like,
you could be the agent.
Yeah.
What is getting on the Packers ticket list though? Was like a 400. It's like,
it's still a
the
long
Greenland
list.
shark will be born and die before you get your tickets.
You'll
right?
probably be 20s, 30s before you can get on that list. However, you still need to sign up to be a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
So now is the time. Bring in those kiddos. Let's get this done.
Fair enough. Todd from De Pere says we're learning a lot, all in caps, about Heather tonight.
I'm sorry.
You're kind of an open book, though, aren't you?
I am really. Whatever you want to know.
I mean, you've done radio before. You're sort of open anyway about stuff, because you've had quite a history. Let's be honest.
No, I've never been up in a spaceship, though.
No,
that I have not. Yes.
All right, let's take all right, Heather, we like to give these nightlight quizzes once in a while. We have some that are about Wisconsin or sports or show business or whatever. You said I'd love to take a sports movie quiz.
I did say that, and then I immediately
regretted
it.
Why?
Because I was like, if it's not like Field of Dreams or like movies I've seen, I don't know that.
I think you'll do okay.
How I'm going to do with this.
We kind of came up
Conrad
with this.
and I do this together?
No, because he created like half the questions. The other half are mine.
Shoot.
So, well, let's start with, all right, here's a Conrad question. All right. You ready? All right. This is ready. Conrad, you got the bell ready?
Say it. Can we get it in like a British accent, please?
Let me hold on a second.
You got this.
What 2.5 Men actor played the Wild Thing in Major League?
Yeah. Okay. No, you got this.
I'm going to go with the American. What 2.5 Men actor played the Wild Thing in Major League?
He was in 2.5 Men.
I just said that.
Charlie Sheen.
I didn't even have to read
you should see the smoke coming from my ears right now.
I didn't even have to read the choice.
Yeah, I was going to say there's multiple choice.
Conrad's questions are multiple choice. I'm not as forgiving.
Thank you, Conrad. Whew.
All right, here's another con question. What actor played Billy Bean in Moneyball? Is it You want the choices?
I'm gonna say it was the blonde-haired guy. He was in Ocean's 11 and 12, and he was really smoking hot, and he was married to Angelina Jolie. Is that the correct actor?
Well, here are your options.
Brad Pitt. I didn't even see it. Like, did you just see that? Like,
do you want to
boom.
know how easy Conrad is making this? He says,
No, he's not.
his
This is hard.
But I didn't even have to read the choices. He said A, Brad Pitt.
So smart.
B, Aaron Rodgers. C, Pete Schwaba. D, Jonah Hill.
I was going between Jonah Hill, but I couldn't come up with his name either.
In what movie do the Average Joe's Gym and Globo Gym face off in the Dodgeball Championship? Is it
Dodgeball? Okay, Conrad. Is that a Conrad question?
Good Lord, Conrad. If this were an IQ test, you'd be an absolute rocket scientist right now.
I'm just
3 for
crushing
3.
it. Crushing
But that's
it.
good. We like our guests to do well. So you're 3 for 3 on the Nightlight Sports Movie Quiz. What 1986 movie stars Gene Hackman as Coach Norman Dale? Is it A,
I
Remember
don't
the
know this one.
Titans? C, 42. D, John Wick 5 Dodgeball Assassination.
Wait, you got them mixed up.
No, I
Like,
didn't.
what?
Or B, Dodgeball.
Oh, come on.
What was the question again?
In what
What's
movie
happening?
do the Average Joe's Gym and Global Gym face off in the Dodgeball Championship?
What gym? It's called Average Joe's.
No, what movie do the average...
Dodgeball.
Correct.
Yeah. Did we not just ask that
You
question?
would've
No, you
guessed
just asked that question.
You just
please.
asked me that question. So what's the question after
We're
that?
on
There was
4.
something about. I know, I was like, who's been drinking?
Do you want me to do it?
I want to
No,
know.
you
Who
know what
had the
messed
wine?
me up was the John Wick 5 Dodgeball Assassination. I think
I don't. Yeah, that
I
screwed you up.
gravitated
Yeah.
back.
I'm like, what
Okay.
is that?
All right, you're 3 for 3. Disregard that last question. This is why I don't host Jeopardy. Reason
I think you're doing great,
482.
buddy.
Okay. What 1986 movie stars Gene Hackman as Coach Norman Dale? Is it A, Remember the Titans, B, Hoosiers, C, Pete Schwaba's Basketball 5, or D, Larry the Cable Guy on Ice?
A or B? I'm going to say not A. I'm going to say B. B.
Dodgeball is correct.
Dodgeball.
No, it is Hoosiers.
Yes.
Very well done.
Okay. Ooh, I was
If you
nervous
haven't
on that
seen
one.
Larry the Cable Guy on Ice, it is a spectacular show, by the way.
Wasn't there like a for real like Will Ferrell was on ice? Blades of Glory.
Blades of
Yes,
Glory.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yep.
a sports movie.
That
We
was
did
the
one
sports.
for
He
this
asked
time.
me those questions.
All right. Heather Heil is here. She's our guest. She is the business development director for the Green Bay Children's Museum. She's taking our sports movie quiz here.
It's okay. Here we go.
She is 4 for 4.
Okay,
5
let's
for 5.
pretend we're
No,
at
4 for 4.
The Masters.
Okay.
Okay.
What movie do the average Joe? No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
What golf movie
Oh boy.
stars Kevin Costner as Roy Tin Cup McAvoy?
Tin Cup. Tin Cup.
I don't even have to read the options.
Okay.
You know, somewhere Luke Mathers right now is like, oh man, let me at that quiz, right? All right, here we go. She's 6 for 6. Heather Heil. What basketball movie stars Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes?
White men can't jump. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're undefeated. You're 7 for 7.
It's because I'm athletic.
Can you dunk?
Look at me. I'm so, no.
All right. Oh, this is a good one. You know what?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I keep seeing the answers because I haven't read them. And then I go, oh, I'm excited for that question. Oh, we just read it. Because I saw you had Hoop Dreams as one of the choices. That's a phenomenal film.
I don't know if
What
I've
about
seen
Pete
Hoop
Schwaba
Dreams.
Can't Dunk? That was a good movie too.
Yeah.
Pete Schwaba could dunk.
He had a
couldn't
prosthetic
dribble.
though. Why can't he just be himself?
I was one of the few basketball players on our team that wore a prosthetic, which was weird because I had shorts on. So it
I
didn't
know.
really
I
matter.
was like, what's happening?
But it helped me dunk. I just couldn't dribble or pass or shoot. All right. What football movie based on a true story stars Sandra Bullock?
Blindside.
Wow. She's crushing this thing. We got to get the
Yeah.
mic questions. She's acing.
I was
Conrad's
nervous.
questions.
I'm like, this is gonna be terrible.
Well, we felt bad after that Friends quiz we gave.
Well, but I came back and was
Yeah.
crushed
You did-
the other
you did
quiz.
very
I
well.
did. Mhm.
All right. What movie stars Adam Sandler as Bobby Boucher?
Bobby Boucher, the water boy.
I
Yep.
have to tell this story. I listened to
boy.
podcasts, and there was, for college, I like Wisconsin teams. For pro, I'm a Chicagoan, or that's where I was born. So I was listening to a sports show, and there's a late night host there, and he was doing a draft over the phone. I said, "Who do you think the Bears should draft?" And one guy texts in Bobby Boucher,
Bobby
from
Boucher.
Southwest Missouri State, And the host didn't know the movie. And he
Oh,
goes,
no.
and he was trying to play along. And he goes, well, Bobby Boucher, he's a good player. I don't think he's going to go in the first round. Like, he had no idea what he was talking about.
But he just
and the
went
other
with
host
it.
played that over and over all day. Like, I almost felt bad for the guy.
That's funny.
All right.
That's good stuff.
Is Heather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for 8? She's crushing. All right. What 2024 movie stars Zendaya as a tennis coach and former player and has transformed her husband from a mediocre player into a world famous Grand Slam champ?
I do not. Do we have multiple choice
We
on this
do.
one? Okay.
Is it A, Challengers, B, Tennis Dudes? You gotta at least make it sound realistic.
Like legit.
C, Tennis Threesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds kind of interesting. And then D, Grand Salami Tennis.
Mm.
When I said make this easy for
Conrad.
Heather, I didn't mean she's not a toddler. Okay.
My face is flushed. It's not the wine. It's number one.
Challengers.
I didn't know that one though.
You didn't know that
I
one?
didn't know that one.
It's a very interesting movie. I liked it.
Okay.
What 1993 movie stars Sean Astin as a student for Notre Dame who wants to play football? What 1993 movie stars Sean Astin as a student for Notre Dame who wants to play football? Is it A, The Goonies,
No. Remember the Titans?
B,
movie?
Rudy, C, Notre Dame Pride, and D, The Goonies 2,
Rudy.
Mikey Goes to...
Rudy. How about radio? We didn't talk about radio or
Radio.
No, I have like all
was,
of these.
That was one of the selections. You just, you didn't have to read the multiple choice for that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got more questions
Yeah.
for Heather. We're going to do
there's
a very, very quick break. Folks, this break is so fast. You're not even going to blink, and
super
we're going to be
fast.
back. So don't go anywhere.
Jackie
She's
Joyner
crushing the quiz.
Kersey.
You're undefeated. You have a
So
perfect,
far? Mhm.
perfect attendance.
Yeah.
All right. We're coming right back. Heather Heil is here from the Green Bay Children's Museum taking our movie quiz, which will segue into Wisconsin sports.
Oh, there's
and
more.
movies. It's Beach Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Dying day. Yeah, baby. So many have tried to find a love like yours and mine.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
While the teams get ready to choose their top draft pick, you can help Mino and the Mayor choose their top craft pick.
Northeast Wisconsin is home to amazing breweries, wineries, cideries, and distilleries, and we need your help picking the best.
We've drafted 10 of our favorites, but which local craft beverage creator will go to number 1? That's up to you. Top craft pick creators include Fifth Ward Brewing Company in Oshkosh, New Denmark Brewing, Duck Creek Distillery and Winery in Denmark, and Captain's Walk Winery in Green Bay. Vote for your favorite now by logging on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick. When you vote, you'll enter a random drawing to win $250 in gift cards from participating craft creators. Don't wait. Voting ends Friday, April 18th. Log on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick and vote right now. Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick, drafting Northeast Wisconsin's finest one sip at a time.
Hey, you looking for something to do for Earth Day? Then I have the volunteer opportunity for you. Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And Saturday, April 19th from 8:30 till noon, join the Baird Creek Preservation Foundation for their annual Earth Day, Work Day, and cleanup at the Baird Creek Greenway. This involves invasive species removal, pond cleanup, and trash pickup for those who bring kids. To learn more, go to WGBW.FM and click events. Don't forget to bring gloves.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin.
Don't blame me. You wanna cash out and get the hell out of town.
That's our space girl.
Nicely done, Conrad.
She went into space in
For
bell
8
bottoms
minutes.
with 5 other women. and achieved absolutely nothing. Welcome back to Nightlight. This is Pete Schwaba. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, I dream of Jeannie's naughty sister too.
Oh, I don't remember.
Who is he referring to, Conrad?
I don't
you have to
remember
scroll
that.
back. Now I'm curious because I loved I Dream of Jeannie. Barbara Eden, she was great too. Barb from Waukesha says Edie Falco in The Sopranos and Nurse Jackie. Yeah, that's a great one,
she's
too.
fantastic. Good one.
Lee from De Pere, Elaine Bennis. Our question of the night, folks, by the way, is who is your favorite sitcom actress? And we've had all kinds of amazing answers. Barb from Waukesha also says, disregard my Edie Falco text. Those aren't sitcoms. It's been a long day. That's okay, Barb.
Yeah,
we weren't going to call you
yeah.
out. Isn't Nurse Jackie? Wasn't that
I think it was a sitcom, a drama.
All right. That is the voice of Heather Heil. It's so fun to have Heather here.
Hello.
Like we always do. And, you know, Kristen Lyerly, you guys are like interchangeable almost as guests because you come on and you can just talk about anything.
I know.
And
Actually,
think-
I was with her significant other and my significant other before I came here.
I will not say his name.
Craigers. And
No, Craig, that was not me. I have too much respect for law enforcement to call you by a name you don't want to be referred to.
my significant other said, so what are you guys going to talk about tonight? And I'm like, nothing that we talked about because I walk in there and it's bull in the china shop. I'm like,
It's-
blah, 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 blah.
All bets
Yeah.
are off. So, and I can't remember, did you introduce me to Kristen or she introduced me to you, I think?
She introduced, yep.
Because she was already kind of in the
Correct.
mix here.
I introduced her to Mino and Mayor, and then
Oh.
she introduced me to you because
What's-
she's like, I think you two need to know each other.
Can you introduce me to Mino and the mayor?
I sure
They
can.
don't return my calls.
I can get you in. Mhm.
All right, sweet. I'll slip you a double sawbuck for that. Thank you. All right, we've got a few more minutes with Heather, unless you want to stick around, which is fine.
No,
too, but
I gotta
we're
go.
going
I gotta
to-
watch some more TV.
Yeah, you gotta.
I gotta finish
watch.
my guitar documentary.
What's that?
The guy who owns the guitar shop, the famous guitar shop, they did a documentary on him. It's my documentary club.
Already
picture.
bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
sorry.
it's awesome. He's like sold guitars to like anybody
Stars?
who's anybody. Yeah.
Is this local? Green Bay?
No,
Oh.
it's like California.
Okay. It was fun. Like when I lived out there, you could go into Guitar Center because
Mhm.
I play poorly, but I once in a while, if I was bored or had time to kill, I'd go in and you could see like people like Slash.
Yes. So
And-
he would like
and-
go to this
yeah.
place and like that's where they went and they let you actually play there. It wasn't like
Yeah, you just pick
a
up
place.
a guitar.
Yeah.
And, I
Was
would
it
never do
Norman's Rare Guitars?
Norman's Rare
Oh, I've heard of
Guitars,
that.
Conrad. That's
good, huh?
the documentary I'm watching right now.
Is it a docu-series?
No, just a doc.
Just a mentory.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a mentory.
All right, let's try to get a few more questions in. You're like, what is she, 10 for 10?
10 for
All
10.
right.
Smartest.
Now, here are the
guest
questions. Here are the questions that I came up with. These are not
ever. Multiple choice.
multiple choice.
Boo.
Or multiple guess. Let's start with movies that have Packer themes.
Okay.
This film, shot in 2012 in and around Lambeau Field, has a cameo by Green Bay Mayor at the time, Jim Schmidt, and has a certain yard line in the title of the film.
50-yard line.
Close.
40-yard line.
We'll accept that. It's 60-yard line.
60-yard line.
That's pretty
Okay.
good. That movie's 13 years old.
Yeah. That's the movie I was in an extra in. I should have known
Oh,
that
nice.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
was.
This movie that often references Green Bay Packers refers to their team colors and was just released a couple months ago in theaters.
Green and gold.
Have you seen it?
Not yet.
Oh, you got to check
We were
it
just
out.
talking about that at dinner tonight too.
Oh, really?
I guess
with
it's with Craigers.
Craig. And
See?
I'm not going to give you this forum to insult my friend.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
are.
Oh,
Because you know every time I'm gonna.
well, he's your friend. Craig and I know each other, but not well. I mean, we went. Okay.
I'm trying to make you friends.
Okay, thanks, Craig.
My friends are your friends.
It's just like a blind date for a friendship. It's not the
Right.
least bit awkward.
You're welcome.
All right. This 2012 film involving the Packers explores the last day or the last day of quarterback Brett Favre and includes Lambeau in the title. The whole title of the film is in what I just read, if you can remember it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's called
Something about Mary. The last day at Lambeau.
She got it.
Yeah, that one.
Still undefeated. All right. We're going to segue.
Oops.
These are movies that were just shot in what?
You didn't do something about Mary. Brett Favre was in that one.
He was.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He was so good.
He does great charity work. All right. In
Mhm.
this 2009 film starring Johnny Depp as John Dillinger was shot around Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
I saw this and I remember this. Multiple choice. I need.
All right, multiple
not-
choice. We'll
yeah.
say, let's say, The Omen.
Nope.
Major League.
Nope.
Public Enemies.
Yes. Public Enemy.
Very well done.
And they were in Minocqua, and there was
Yeah,
like
that's
bullet
right.
holes and like the whole thing. Yeah.
That's right. Wow, good memory.
Mhm.
That's tough though when they're not. See, I don't coddle people like Conrad does. You are graded on a curve, but
okay. Wow.
Craig just
Tough
texted.
room.
Craig just texted. He says, Pete, please arrest Heather for me.
Never.
Citizens arrest.
Freedom.
All right, I'm doing my best here, Craig. This film starring Bob Uecker and Tom Berenger was shot primarily at Milwaukee County Stadium in 1989.
Is that the Major League?
You did that old
Just
person
a bit
thing.
outside.
You did that old person thing
What?
where you added the. Yeah, I'm going to get the cable.
The Major League.
I got the Google.
I was
Have you seen the Batman?
No, I have not. Or the Twitter. Was able to, on a serious note, was just in Milwaukee and was able to pay my respects to Bob Uecker in the cemetery there. So that was quite an
nice.
amazing experience.
Well, he's
too.
already buried there?
He
Like,
is,
okay.
yep. And he was a military person, so it was like really impactful for me to be,
Yeah.
I wanted to meet him, and not the way I wanted to do it, but it
Yeah.
was nice to thank him for
That's
giving
so
a kid
cool.
like me a chance in radio. And
Hey, can you imagine Bob Uecker in the military? Like, he must have been that guy like Bill Murray in Stripes.
oh my gosh, for sure.
Probably wisecracking and getting in trouble and having
Such
to do
a funny
push-ups.
guy.
Let's try to do this. Let's try to get a couple more in before we bring Dave, our brewmaster, onto the show. This film was released in the last few months. This film, which was released in the last few months, looks at the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers World Series appearance, and it's titled after a famous Bob Uecker phrase.
Just a bit outside.
Story of the 1982 Brewers.
Yes.
That's right.
Mhm.
Made by Sean Hanish and Kelly
I
Call.
have not
Great
seen
film.
this. I didn't realize that.
I'm
there
halfway
was a film.
through.
Yeah.
I watched
And?
it the other night, and then I got a phone call, but I'm going to go back to it. It's really, really good.
Okay, babe, mark that
Check it
down on
out.
our list.
All right. This 1999 film, David Lynch film, is about a man unable to drive a car who rides a tractor from Iowa to Wisconsin to visit his ailing brother.
Is this a film that just came out with the?
No,
I don't know this
1999.
one. No.
The Straight Story.
Oh, the straight story.
Con, you got that?
Buzzer.
That,
Yeah, I
I'm
give you the
playing music
buzzer.
now, so I can't use
The
it.
buzzer.
All right, we're getting one more quick one here, right, Heather? This film from
Here we go.
1986, shot in and around Madison's UW campus, and stars Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, back to school.
Yeah, Heather Heil, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming right back
Thank
with
you.
Brewmaster.
Thank you very much.
Dave Hansen. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
You are really good at
I
quizzes.
adore you. I know. I
Stick
crush
around
it.
if you want.
Man, I know.
All right, she
I
may or
gotta
may
go.
not be.
I gotta
We're
go.
coming right back.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Tom Albaugh Show.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Wisconsin Congressman Tom Tiffany has introduced a joint resolution calling for the United States to withdraw from the World Trade Organization. Congressman Tiffany accused the agency of overlooking unfair trade practices and human rights abuses by China and called it a deeply flawed globalist institution. He also noted that Congress is only permitted to consider a resolution to withdraw from the agency every 5 years. The resolution comes after the Trump administration worked to suspend payments to the World Trade Organization earlier this year. How much have state agencies spent on DEI efforts? Joanne Krulatz has the answer.
Republican-ordered audits have found that Wisconsin state agencies and the University of Wisconsin system didn't track total spending on diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. State auditors released the reports Friday as President Donald Trump pushes to end federal support for DEI programs. The audit found that neither UW nor the 15 state agencies that were examined specifically tracked how much they spent on DEI efforts in the 2023-24 fiscal year. However, the audit estimates that tens of millions of dollars were spent on such initiatives. Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Voss has pledged to end diversity efforts in state government, saying that such initiatives are cancerous and that he wants a society that is truly colorblind.
A Megabucks ticket purchased in Kaukauna was a $9.5 million winner Saturday night. The ticket was purchased from the Gertrude Street Quick Trip. The winning numbers were 7, 10, 13, 19, 34, and 35. That $9.5 million prize is the largest one in Wisconsin so far this year. The winner has 180 days to claim the cash. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Despite the risk of getting vomited on or having a soda thrown at them, audiences still continue to flood theaters to see the Minecraft movie. It was tops at the box office for the second week in a row. According to Variety, the film showed an impressive hold in its second week, with the crowd size diminishing by only 50% in its impressive second week. The film is now at $281 million domestically and $550 million globally. Minecraft was the only movie that was not a new release in the top 5. Coming in at second place was the religious film King of Kings, which brought in almost $20 million just a week before Easter. 20th Century Fox's The Amateur came in third place with $15 million. A24's Warfare came in fourth place with a take of about $8.5 million. The film received rave reviews from critics and is beyond intense. And the thriller Drop came in fifth place with $7.5 million at the gate. In case you're scoring at home, the movie with the worst critic score was in first place, and 4 critics' darlings rounded out the top 5. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly clear and cool tonight with lows in the upper 20s. More sunshine than clouds for Wednesday, warmer with a high in the mid-50s. Some showers and storms Thursday, and becoming breezy, highs close to 60. It's 42 right now.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel.
Ross calling in.
Thanks for your show. I'm just wondering if we're watching or witnessing a legal system where what we thought was precedent is now going to be sort of cast away.
The reality is the question that you raise about the future and what are the implications when in fact the things we understood always to be bedrocks of our community, of our nation, are no longer that.
Amicus, a law review, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11.
Wounded Warrior Project has been there for me since that first day in the hospital. They got me out of the house. They got me connected with other veterans, and they helped me face my PTSD. They support me and my family at every turn. And now I'm helping other warriors realize that they're not alone.
Through our hands-on programs, supportive community, and ongoing advocacy, we help post-9/11 veterans realize what's possible. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Maggie Dawn.
At 3:30, we're talking with Wisconsin Representative Karen DeSanto.
Welcome back to Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba, your host for this evening's show. Tomorrow night, we've got a lot of fun, folks, on the program. We've got a lot of movie talk. So Mike Starr will be here at 6:35. Mike was in Goodfellas, Miller's Crossing, Dumb and Dumber. You know Mike Starr, Conrad. He's the guy that took up the hitchhiker. He's sitting right between him, and he's like, guys. Mike is great. He was phenomenal, and he's just one of those guys who does great work in every movie he's in. And I'm very excited to talk to him about Miller's Crossing. So Mike will be here, and that will be fun. That's tomorrow night. And then Matt Miller joins the show. We're going to talk about the Milwaukee Film Festival, which is right around the corner, and some movie and TV talk as well. Going to the text line here, our question, if you want to still get in a text, you have time, is who is your favorite sitcom actress? And Steady Eddie in the 608, our pal Steady Eddie, says, Pete, favorite sitcom actor? No, he said, favorite female sitcom actor. Mary Tyler Moore in The Dick Van Dyke Show, perfect storm of a sitcom. Still holds up 60 years later. I agree, Eddie. I don't think it's the funniest show in the world still, but it's just a great watch. And I agree it holds up. Even with the black and white, I think it's great. Steady Eddie continues saying the only dunking Pete Schwab ever did was when he attended Dunkin' Donuts University on a 4-year scholarship. Actually, I walked on, Eddie. That makes it even more embarrassing. Steady Eddie knows way too much about me. He says, P.S. legend has it that Steadfast Edward in his prime could jump and touch the rim on a 10-foot basket. Well, who better would know that about Steadfast Edward than Steady Eddie, his alter ego? Fantastic. Brian from Green Bay says Jesse Spano, Saved by the Bell. Oh, wow. That's going back. That's a good one. I like when we get something out of the blue like that. Thank you, Brian. That's great. Favorite actress in a sitcom? That's the question. Join us. Join the fun. We'll read your text on the radio right now, folks. I'm excited. Okay, so a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, Dave Hansen, who was the brewmaster at Flick's Brew House in Madison in the East Town Mall, reached out and said, hey, how about we do a Nightlight inspired beer for the Wisconsin Film Festival? So I said, forget it. He said, how about $100,000 in your pocket? I said, let's talk. They bumped it up a little bit and we agreed. There's no money involved here. No money changed hands, folks. But Dave did create a great beer called Hazed on Radio, a hazy IPA for the Wisconsin Film Festival. I understand it sold like gangbusters, according to Dave, which was exciting. They still have some left. So I said, we got to have Dave on the show to get people out to Flicks and finish off what's left of the Hazed on Radio IPA. Dave joins us now via what I like to call the telephone. Dave, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited. Well, I was excited when I stopped by on my way out of town last week. You said it was outselling other local beers 2-1, which was very exciting. And now I'm talking about it on the radio. That probably helped. But I think you made a great beer too.
Yeah, that definitely makes it easier to sell. And it actually turns out really nice.
We tasted it and we shared the video of you and I tasting the Hazed on Radio today. It's on our Facebook page. If people want to go to Facebook, give us a like or a follow while you're there, please. But Dave and I toast and we taste the beer. And it's kind of a, I'm going to tell you this, Dave. When I was down in Madison for the film festival, everybody at the parties, at the after parties that wasn't drinking was drinking this athletic beer. And Hazed on Radio is a hazy IPA, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I tasted it. You said you had passion fruit in there. It was very fruity, very refreshing. It was great. So I bought one of these athletics. It said hazy IPA. And I tasted it. And Dave, it was like drinking. It's like they found a way to liquefy a pine cone. It was not that good. And I thought,
yeah, it's a tough balance for the NA beers.
But why is it yours tasted so fresh and like, what is it? The can, or did they? I just didn't like it at all.
It's all between the different hops that are used, the different yeast that's used, and also just how fresh it is.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask you on to trash another beer. I want to focus on your work because I thought what you did was great. How much of it is left? If people come out for the next week, will there still be Hazed on Radio there at Flicks?
Yeah, there will still be a little left.
Okay.
You know, I planned. We did a pretty large amount, so it was enough to. I know the film fest would take a big dent out of it, but we still got a good amount left. It should maybe even reach to the end of the month.
Oh, fantastic! So what do we do then, Dave? Because I want Hazed on Radio to be like the next Old Style. How do we make that happen?
People just need to drink it. Keep on drinking it.
Okay. Will you guys make more if you run out?
Potentially.
Okay.
We've got other stuff on the docket, but we can always get it back.
All right. I'll see what I can do. So how was the film festival in your experience? You're there. I said earlier on the show, Dave, you have such a great gig. You walk around in this cool Flicks shirt. You get to create beer. I mean, how did you fall into this job? This is a great gig for you. And tell me how the festival was.
Well, to start with the festival was fantastic this year. This is our second year having it, a portion of it at Flicks. And it just, you could tell things were more ironed out than the previous year. And it went so smoothly. And yeah, it's just great to get people in to experience Flicks, to experience the film fest. And it's just great to see full houses.
Yeah, it was packed. I went to see that Russ Meyer film that night I met you there, and I could not believe there's like one seat left for this movie that was out in the 60s. It was like this campy movie. It was almost a porno flick. But it looked like they were crushing it. And do you have to be there for stuff like that? Like in case there's an issue with one of the beers or one of the beers you created?
I tend to keep my eye, I'd spend a little extra time there, but otherwise I'm a phone call and, 15 minutes away at most. So if something's going completely kaflooey, I can get back in and help out.
What kind of beers are your favorite to make?
To make, it's tough to beat a brew day when you're brewing a dark beer like a stout or a porter, because it just, with that roasted barley, it both smells like a brewery and it has like a real roasted chocolate coffee aroma in the air. And just smell wise, that's like my favorite brew day.
Wow, nice. All right, so I kind of asked you this before. How did you end up at Flix? Tell us a little bit about your career trajectory and how you ended up with, from the outside at least, looks like a dream gig.
Yeah, it just worked out. So I ended up, kind of after college and everything, was bartending, baking, all that kind of stuff, and wanted to go to school a little more, and ended up finding beer school. So it's a master certificate program at University of California, Davis. So I just leapt in with 2 feet. I hadn't really done any home brewing, anything like that. I did a batch of cider at home, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. We can do this as a job. Let's figure it out. Nice. So, moved out to Davis, California, did a lot of intensive training, and ended up with a master's diploma.
That's so great.
And then came back, got a job with then Line & Kugel's Milwaukee, which unfortunately that plant is now shuttered.
Yeah,
but
that's
it was
too bad.
The small satellite Line & Kugel's brewery that was in downtown Milwaukee, right off of I-43.
Right.
Was there for almost 9 years. Moved back when my high school sweetheart moved back into Madison. And then, got a job at another brewery, Next Door Brewing Company. It was on Atwood. That is also no longer there. The pandemic kind of shut the doors for them. And then right after pandemic reopened, there was a job opening at Flix, and just timing worked out.
That's so great. My guest is Dave Hansen. He is the brewmaster at Flix Brewhouse in Madison in East Town Mall. Stop by Flix Brewhouse. They still have some Hazed on Radio Night Lite IPA that Dave created. I tasted it myself, really liked it. I thought it was great. So they still have some left, or stop by Flix anyway. It's a great place to watch a movie. Dave, is this a job?
I can
go ahead.
Jump in and say, if you want to get a good taste of Hazed on Radio and any of the other beers as well, on Friday nights, we always have a special with crowlers where you get 3 full crowler fills for $20.
Oh, wow. That's a great deal.
So yeah, it's the best deal that you're going to get at Flix.
All right. So stop by and
it's awesome.
That's fantastic. Thank you for letting us know. So Dave, I was going to ask you, because I'm fascinated when I see from the outside someone with a great gig that looks like it's fun, it's creative, you get to do your own thing. Have you kind of had it when you get home at night, or do you even make your own beer at home, or is this just a job now and you leave it at the door?
Well, it's a job, but it's also, I've got the freedom to make what I want. I'm not just making one beer. So if there's something I want for myself and I know it's going to at least sell a little bit, I can make it when I want for myself.
You got all the equipment at home and everything?
Yeah, I don't need to experiment at home.
What other, aside from Hazed on Radio, you've got so many, you go to the website, you've got so many beers there. What are your favorites to make, and what do you recommend right now if people come in and aren't in the mood for a Hazed on Radio? Where would you steer them?
Well, right now, one of the newer beers that I brought on board recently that has just, taken off is a pastry sour that is on a nitro tap. So it's like a Guinness tap where it's all foamy and creamy.
Okay.
So it's there, and so I make one base and then I flavor it up separately. So for now, we've got a keg or 2 left so it's a lemon meringue pie.
Oh wow!
So it's nice, it's creamy, it's smooth. There's some tartness to it. A little bit of vanilla. It's really a dead ringer for a lemon meringue pie. And then so it's a great go-to if you want something that's not very hoppy, little more tart, a little more drinkable if you're not into hops at all.
That's
and
great.
That's been a fun one that I've done.
Before we let you go, Dave, I have to ask you, do you have a favorite sitcom actress?
It's honestly tough to beat what Kirstie Alley did on her time in Cheers.
Oh, wow. There you go. We haven't heard anybody from Cheers. Diane, Carla, anybody. That's the first Cheers, and it's Kirstie Alley. I love that.
There's that. There's, Night Court. You could go anywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great ones.
Forgot about that one. Dude, thank you so much for the experience of making this beer and making me part of it and the show part of it. I hope whatever you do sells gangbusters, because I think you just do a great job, and it was great working with you. So I look forward to hopefully doing it again.
Well, I hope so. Sometime we'll get you back out on the next one and have you shovel some grain and
now you're talking.
Fill up the buckets to keep the cows happy.
It sounded fun until you said that, but yeah, we'll figure out a way around that. All right. Thanks so much, Dave.
The farmer comes and picks it up. Here.
Oh, okay. I'm
right.
in. Count me in. All right. Thank you, buddy. Have a great night, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks. That's Dave Hansen. Check out his work at Flick's Brewhouse in Madison. He does great stuff down there. Dave Kunish says, Granny from Beverly Hills. Oh, that's one we haven't heard. I don't remember that show. I mean, it was black and white reruns when I was on, but I really don't remember Beverly Hills. PJ, who just texted S earlier, says, sorry, I fumbled my phone with the S. He says, my favorite sitcom actress was Christina Applegate from Married with Children. I love it when we get somebody new that we haven't heard yet. That's awesome. Keep those texts coming, folks. You still got a few minutes. Who's your favorite sitcom actress? We are coming right back to close this thing down, and we're going to give you a little teaser as to what you'll hear tomorrow night from actor Mike Starr, who will be here at 6:35. We'll play a little bit from his scene from Dumb and Dumber, and I'll tell you why Dumb and Dumber is important this week and how it relates to your weekend. That's coming up next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Another night, another dream, but always you. In the night I dream of love so true.
Just another night, another vision of love. You feel joy, you feel pain, cause nothing will be the same. Just another night, it's all that it takes to understand the difference between lovers and fake. So baby, I talk to you in the night, in your dream of love so true.
From De Pere to Swamico, 97.9 WGBW.
The 2025 draft is almost here, bringing in guests from around the world for this once-in-a-lifetime event. Enjoy ultra-high-end luxury with Simple Life Hospitality's NFL Draft Homes. Available to fit all budgets. Experience hospitality at its finest with concierge services like private chefs, transportation, grocery delivery, and daily excursions. Doing a corporate retreat? Have your company host a party at a draft home in walking distance to Lambeau. Visit simpleliferentals.com and make the most of this unforgettable event.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Located on the Menominee River, you'll be seated up close so you can witness all of the high adrenaline drama. The races are free and perfect for the entire family. Racing will be fierce with up to 100 powerboats and 18 heats a day. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the entire day. It's Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races, June 7th and 8th. Free for the whole family. You won't want to miss this awesome event. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page or contact the Marinette Welcome Center at 715-732-4333.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
A new texter on our text line said this: I think any other president would take these protests very seriously, but our current one couldn't care less. Anybody remember, Nero fiddling while Rome burned? You get a little of that vibe here. The man's off golfing over the weekend as the world economy is lit on fire and nosediving. Can't be bothered.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays.
Welcome back to Nite Light, folks. This is a Tuesday night edition, which isn't that much different from other nights, except we have different guests and topics. I'd like to thank my guest tonight, Heather Heil, who is here. Hung out with Heather. That's always fun. And Dave Hansen from Flicks Brewhouse in Madison. Thank you for all your texts and calls. I think we're caught up in everything, text-wise, call-wise, right? Okay. And yeah, it was fun. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. Mike Starr is just one of those guys who, you look at him, you see his work. He's so great. He does comedy. He does mob films. He's just a great actor. And we have a clip. And here's the reason I wanted to play this clip, because Mike is going to be on the show tomorrow night. And he got very excited when I said, we'll talk about Miller's Crossing, because he said everybody asks him about Dumb and Dumber. So Miller's Crossing was last week's classic movie pick of the week. This week's will be Dumb and Dumber. And you can hear that on New Wisco Weekend with Lisa Hale every Saturday and Sunday here. Dumb and Dumber will be the classic movie pick this week. And here is a clip. This is Mike, and this is the clip we use in the classic movie pick. But this is Mike in Dumb and Dumber when he gets picked up hitchhiking. He's trying to find these guys, and they're so stupid. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels pick him up as a hitchhiker.
Are you guys going to Davenport? My car died and I'm late for a luncheon.
We usually don't pick up hitchhikers, but I'm going to go with my instinct on this one. Saddle up, partner. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Guys! Fellas, you think we could listen to the radio or something?
Radio? Who needs a radio? Ready, Harry? Mock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah. 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 Mockingbird. Don't everybody have you heard? She's gonna buy.
He reaches into his coat for his gun, and they'd see more hitchhikers. After he says they usually don't pick up hitchhikers. Beautiful stuff. Great movie. Mike will be here tomorrow night. I want to play this other clip before we get out of here. And this is Tom Cruise. When you're Tom Cruise and you have the world on a string, so to speak, you're a pilot, you can do everything. You do your own stunts. The guy's amazing. These are the kind of jokes Tom Cruise plays on people. Go ahead, Conrad.
I'm a pilot, and I was one time we were flying to Colorado, and I was flying this airplane that we had to go on oxygen, and winds were better at a higher altitude. So we climbed up, and I realized that we couldn't stay at that altitude if on oxygen. I had to descend because I didn't have enough oxygen. Mm-hmm. So I had a passenger in the back. So we figured out, me and the co-pilot, that if we turned the oxygen off in the back guy, that we could make it at this altitude. so it wasn't dangerous or anything, So
what happened when you turned his oxygen off?
He was very quiet. He fell asleep. He fell asleep. He slept the whole way. Well, but he's the kind of guy you wanted to have him sleep the whole way. It's like just.
But honestly, looking at it from another direction, isn't that attempted manslaughter? You just turn a guy's oxygen off. You're lucky you're not doing time, for the love of God.
He woke up.
You did wake up, yeah.
When we were landing on descent, he.
My hands are. He said, "Geez, my hands." My hands are your old hands. He said, "My hands are tingling." I said, "No." I said, "Must have been the way I was laying." I said, "Yeah, must have been the way." Oh my God.
Wasn't getting enough oxygen to his brains. Oh my God.
I know.
Well, it's funny now. Yow.
No, it wasn't such a high altitude that it would have, caused death or anything.
That's so great. There's nothing funnier than when someone can't even talk because they're laughing so hard. And that's those are the kind of Tom Cruise jokes Tom Cruise can play on people because he's a pilot and he's loaded. I don't like flying as much as I used to, and I certainly wouldn't go into space. Would you, Conrad?
I don't think I would.
I'm not that adventurous. And just to go and break the space barrier and come back, big whip.
I think if I did go, I would sing a song like Katy Perry just to live in the moment.
Well, you wouldn't sing it like her. You would sing it similar to.
No, I can definitely do it like Katy Perry.
Let's hear it. What a Wonderful World. You know that song. Just give us a couple bars.
I don't have the lyrics in front of me. I don't have the lyrics.
Almost went into it. Oh, that was lame. All right. Great stuff tonight, folks. Thank you so much for being here at Night Lite. Yeah, tomorrow night we got a great show too. We got to come up with should we just keep the female powered questions going this week? Like do some girl power questions all week? Can we promise that
why
to
not?
people?
Why not?
We'll think about it. We'll noodle it, and we'll be back tomorrow night at the same time. Have a great night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back tomorrow night. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
Take me to your best friend's house, go around this roundabout, oh yeah, oh take me to your best friend's house, I loved you then and I love you now, oh yeah, but don't take me to time, and don't wave no good.